Windows versions. Microsoft Office for Windows started in October 1990 as a bundle of 3 applications designed for Microsoft Windows 3.0, Microsoft Word for Windows 1.1, Microsoft Excel for Windows 2.0, and Microsoft PowerPoint for Windows 2.0. Microsoft Office for Windows 1.5 updated the suite with Microsoft Excel 3.0. Version 1.6 added Microsoft Mail for PC Networks 2.1 to the bundle. Microsoft Office 3.0. Microsoft Office 3.0, also called Microsoft Office 92, was released on August 30, 1992, and contained Word 2.0, Excel 4.0, PowerPoint 3.0, and Mail 3.0. It was the first version of Office also released on CD-ROM. In 1993, Microsoft Office Professional was released, which added Microsoft Access 1.1. Microsoft Office 4.x. Microsoft Office 4.0 was released containing Word 6.0, Excel 4.0a, PowerPoint 3.0 and Mail in 1993. Word's version number jumped from 2.0 to 6.0 so that it would have the same version number as the MS-DOS and Macintosh versions. Excel and PowerPoint were already numbered the same as the Macintosh versions. Microsoft Office 4.2 for Windows NT was released in 1994 for i386, Alpha, MIPS and PowerPC architectures, containing Word 6.0 and Excel 5.0, both 32-bit, PowerPoint 4.0, 16-bit, and Microsoft Office Manager 4.2, the precursor to the Office shortcut bar. Microsoft Office 95. Microsoft Office 95 was released on August 24, 1995. Software version numbers were altered again to create parity across the suite. Every program was called version 7.0, meaning all but Word missed out versions. Office 95 included new components to the suite such as Schedule Plus and Binder. Office for Windows 95 was designed as a fully 32-bit version to match Windows 95, although some apps not bundled as part of the suite at that time, Publisher for Windows 95 and Project 95, had some 16-bit components even though their main program executable was 32-bit. Office 95 was available in 2 versions, Office 95 Standard and Office 95 Professional. The standard version consisted of Word 7.0, Excel 7.0, PowerPoint 7.0, and Schedule Plus 7.0. The Professional edition contained all of the items in the standard version plus Access 7.0. If the Professional version was purchased in CD-ROM form, it also included Bookshelf. The logo used in Office 95 returns in Office 97, 2000, and XP. Microsoft Office 98 Macintosh Edition also uses a similar logo. Microsoft Office 97. Microsoft Office 97, Office 8.0, included hundreds of new features and improvements, such as introducing command bars, a paradigm in which menus and toolbars were made more similar in capability and visual design. Office 97 also featured natural language systems and grammar checking. Office 97 featured new components to the suite including FrontPage 97, Expedia Streets 98, in Small Business Edition, and Internet Explorer 3.0 and 4.0. Office 97 was the first version of Office to include the Office Assistant. In Brazil, it was also the first version to introduce the registration wizard, a precursor to Microsoft Product Activation. With this release, the accompanying apps, Project 98 and Publisher 98, also transitioned to fully 32-bit versions. Exchange Server, a mail server and calendaring server developed by Microsoft, is the server for Outlook after discontinuing Exchange Client. Microsoft Office 2000. Microsoft Office 2000, Office 9.0, introduced adaptive menus, where little-used options were hidden from the user. It also introduced a new security feature, built around digital signatures, to diminish the threat of macro viruses. The Microsoft Script Editor, an optional tool that can edit script code, was also introduced in Office 2000. Office 2000 automatically trusts macros, written in VBA6, that were digitally signed from authors who have been previously designated as trusted. Office 2000 also introduces PhotoDraw, a raster and vector imaging program, as well as web components, Visio and Visict. The registration wizard, a precursor to Microsoft Product Activation, remained in Brazil and was also extended to Australia and New Zealand, though not for volume licensed editions. Academic software in the United States and Canada also featured the registration wizard. Microsoft Office XP. Microsoft Office XP, Office 10.0 or Office 2002, was released in conjunction with Windows XP, and was a major upgrade with numerous enhancements and changes over Office 2000. Office XP introduced the Safe Mode feature, which allows applications such as Outlook to boot when it might otherwise fail by bypassing a corrupted registry or a faulty add-in. Smart Tag is a technology introduced with Office XP in Word and Excel and discontinued in Office 2010. Office XP also introduces new components including document imaging, document scanning, clip organizer, MapPoint, and data analyzer. Binder was replaced by Unbind, a program that can extract the contents of a binder file. Unbind can be installed from the Office XP CD-ROM. Office XP includes integrated voice command and text dictation capabilities, as well as handwriting recognition. It was the first version to require Microsoft Product Activation worldwide and in all editions as an anti-piracy measure, which attracted widespread controversy. Product Activation remained absent from Office for Mac releases until it was introduced in Office 2011 for Mac. Microsoft Office 2003. Microsoft Office 2003, Office 11.0, was released in 2003. It featured a new logo. Two new applications made their debut in Office 2003, Microsoft InfoPath and OneNote. It is the first version to use new, more colorful icons. Outlook 2003 provides improved functionality in many areas, including Kerberos authentication, RPC over HTTP, cached exchange mode, and an improved junk mail filter. Office 2003 introduces 3 new programs to the Office product lineup: InfoPath, a program for designing, filling, and submitting electronic structured data forms; OneNote, a note-taking program for creating and organizing diagrams, graphics, handwritten notes, recorded audio, and text; and the Picture Manager graphics software which can open, manage, and share digital images. SharePoint, a web collaboration platform codenamed as Office Server, has integration and compatibility with Office 2003 and so on. Microsoft Office 2007. Microsoft Office 2007, Office 12.0, was released in 2007. Office 2007's new features include a new graphical user interface called the Fluent User Interface, replacing the menus and toolbars that have been the cornerstone of Office since its inception with a tabbed toolbar, known as the ribbon, new XML-based file formats called Office Open XML, and the inclusion of Groove, a collaborative software application. While Microsoft removed Data Analyzer, FrontPage, Visict, and Schedule Plus from Office 2007, they also added Communicator, Groove, SharePoint Designer, and Office Customization Tool, OCT, to the suite. Microsoft Office 2010. Microsoft Office 2010, Office 14.0, Microsoft skipped 13.0 due to fear of 13, was finalized on April 15, 2010, and made available to consumers on June 15, 2010. The main features of Office 2010 include the Backstage file menu, new collaboration tools, a customizable ribbon, protected view, and a navigation panel. Office Communicator, an instant messaging and video telephony application, was renamed into Link 2010. This is the first version to ship in 32-bit and 64-bit variants. Microsoft Office 2010 featured a new logo, which resembled the 2007 logo, except in gold, and with a modification in shape. Microsoft released Service Pack 1 for Office 2010 on June 28, 2011 and Service Pack 2 on July 16, 2013. Office Online was first released online along with SkyDrive, an online storing service. Microsoft Office 2013. A technical preview of Microsoft Office 2013, Build 1.5.0.3612.1010, was released on January 30, 2012, and a customer preview version was made available to consumers on July 16, 2012. It sports a revamped application interface. The interface is based on Metro, the interface of Windows Phone and Windows 8. Microsoft Outlook has received the most pronounced changes so far. For example, the Metro interface provides a new visualization for scheduled tasks. PowerPoint includes more templates and transition effects, and OneNote includes a new splash screen. On May 16, 2011, new images of Office 15 were revealed, showing Excel with a tool for filtering data in a timeline, the ability to convert Roman numerals to Arabic numerals, and the integration of advanced trigonometric functions. In Word, the capability of inserting video and audio online as well as the broadcasting of documents on the web were implemented. Microsoft has promised support for Office OpenXML strict starting with version 15, a format Microsoft has submitted to the ISO for interoperability with other Office suites, and to aid adoption in the public sector. This version can read and write ODF 1.2, Windows only. On October 24, 2012, Office 2013 Professional Plus was released to manufacturing and was made available to TechNet and MSDN subscribers for download. On November 15, 2012, the 60-day trial version was released for public download. Office 2013 was released to general availability on January 29, 2013. Service Pack 1 for Office 2013 was released on February 25, 2014. Some applications were completely removed from the entire suite including SharePoint Workspace, Clip Organizer, and Office Picture Manager. Microsoft Office 2016. On January 22, 2015, the Microsoft Office blog announced that the next version of the suite for Windows Desktop, Office 2016, was in development. On May 4, 2015, a public preview of Microsoft Office 2016 was released. Office 2016 was released for Mac OS X on July 9, 2015 and for Windows on September 22, 2015. Users who had the Professional Plus 2016 subscription have the new Skype for Business app. Microsoft Teams, a team collaboration program meant to rival Slack, was released as a separate product for business and enterprise users. Microsoft Office 2019. On September 26, 2017, Microsoft announced that the next version of the suite for Windows Desktop, Office 2019, was in development. On April 27, 2018, Microsoft released Office 2019 Commercial Preview for Windows 10. It was released to general availability for Windows 10 and for Mac OS on September 24, 2018. Microsoft Office 2021. On February 18, 2021, Microsoft announced that the next version of the suite for Windows Desktop, Office 2021, was in development. This new version will be supported for 5 years and was released on October 5, 2021. Mac versions. Prior to packaging its various Office-type Mac OS software applications into Office, Microsoft released Mac versions of Word 1.0 in 1984, the first year of the Macintosh computer, Excel 1.0 in 1985, and PowerPoint 1.0 in 1987. Microsoft does not include its Access database application in Office for Mac. Microsoft has noted that some features are added to Office for Mac before they appear in Windows versions, such as Office for Mac 2001's Office Project Gallery and PowerPoint Movie feature, which allows users to save presentations as QuickTime movies. However, Microsoft Office for Mac has been long criticized for its lack of support of Unicode and for its lack of support for right-to-left languages, notably Arabic, Hebrew, and Persian. Early Office for Mac releases, 1989 to 1994. Microsoft Office for Mac was introduced for Mac OS in 1989, before Office was released for Windows. It included Word 4.0, Excel 2.2, PowerPoint 2.01, and Mail 1.37. It was originally a limited-time promotion but later became a regular product. With the release of Office on CD-ROM later that year, Microsoft became the first major Mac publisher to put its applications on CD-ROM. Microsoft Office 1.5 for Mac was released in 1991 and included the updated Excel 3.0, the first application to support Apple's System 7 operating system. Microsoft Office 3.0 for Mac was released in 1992 and included Word 5.0, Excel 4.0, PowerPoint 3.0, and Mail Client. Excel 4.0 was the first application to support new Apple script. Microsoft Office 4.2 for Mac was released in 1994. Version 4.0 was skipped to synchronize version numbers with Office for Windows. Version 4.2 included Word 6.0, Excel 5.0, PowerPoint 4.0, and Mail 3.2. It was the first Office suite for Power Macintosh. Its user interface was identical to Office 4.2 for Windows, leading many customers to comment that it wasn't Mac-like enough. The final release for Mac 68K was Office 4.2.1, which updated Word to version 6.0.1, somewhat improving performance. Microsoft Office 98 Macintosh Edition. Microsoft Office 98 Macintosh Edition was unveiled at Macworld Expo San Francisco in 1998. It introduced the Internet Explorer 4.0 web browser and Outlook Express, an Internet email client and Usenet newsgroup reader. Office 98 was re-engineered by Microsoft's Macintosh business unit to satisfy customers' desire for software they felt was more Mac-like. It included drag and drop installation, self-repairing applications, and quick thesaurus, before such features were available in Office for Windows. It also was the first version to support QuickTime movies. Microsoft Office 2001 and VX. Microsoft Office 2001 was launched in 2000 as the last Office suite for the classic Mac OS. It required a PowerPC processor. This version introduced Entourage, an email client that included information management tools such as a calendar, an address book, task lists, and notes. Microsoft Office VX was released in 2001 and was the first version of Microsoft Office for Mac OS X. Support for Office VX ended on January 9, 2007, after the release of the final update. 10.1.9 Office V.X includes Word X, Excel X, PowerPoint X, Entourage X, MSN Messenger for Mac and Windows Media Player 9 for Mac. It was the last version of Office for Mac to include Internet Explorer for Mac. Office 2004. Microsoft Office 2004 for Mac was released on May 11, 2004. It includes Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Entourage, and Virtual PC. It is the final version of Office to be built exclusively for PowerPC and to officially support G3 processors, as its sequel lists a G4, G5, or Intel processor as a requirement. It was notable for supporting Visual Basic for Applications, VBA, which is unavailable in Office 2008. This led Microsoft to extend support for Office 2004 from October 13, 2009 to January 10, 2012. VBA functionality was reintroduced in Office 2011, which is only compatible with Intel processors. Office 2008. Microsoft Office 2008 for Mac was released on January 15, 2008. It was the only Office for Mac suite to be compiled as a universal binary, being the first to feature native Intel support and the last to feature PowerPC support for G4 and G5 processors, although the suite is unofficially compatible with G3 processors. New features include native Office OpenXML file format support, which debuted in Office 2007 for Windows, and stronger Microsoft Office password protection employing AES 128 and SHA-1. Benchmarks suggested that compared to its predecessor, Office 2008 ran at similar speeds on Intel machines and slower speeds on PowerPC machines. Office 2008 also lacked Visual Basic for Applications, VBA, support, leaving it with only 15 months of additional mainstream support compared to its predecessor. Nevertheless, 5 months after it was released, Microsoft said that Office 2008 was selling faster than any previous version of Office for Mac in the past 19 years and affirmed its commitment to future products for the Mac. Office 2011. Microsoft Office for Mac 2011 was released on October 26, 2010. It is the first version of Office for Mac to be compiled exclusively for Intel processors, dropping support for the PowerPC architecture. It features an OS X version of Outlook to replace the Entourage email client. This version of Outlook is intended to make the OS X version of Office work better with Microsoft's Exchange server and with those using Office for Windows. Office 2011 includes a Mac-based ribbon similar to Office for Windows. OneNote and Outlook release, 2014. Microsoft OneNote for Mac was released on March 17, 2014. It marks the company's first release of the note-taking software on the Mac. It is available as a free download to all users of the Mac App Store in OS X Mavericks. Microsoft Outlook 2016 for Mac debuted on October 31, 2014. It requires a paid Office 365 subscription, meaning that traditional Office 2011 retail or volume licenses cannot activate this version of Outlook. On that day, Microsoft confirmed that it would release the next version of Office for Mac in late 2015. Despite dropping support for older versions of OS X and only keeping support for 64-bit only versions of OS X, these versions of OneNote and Outlook are 32-bit applications like their predecessors. Office 2016. The first preview version of Microsoft Office 2016 for Mac was released on March 5, 2015. On July 9, 2015, Microsoft released the final version of Microsoft Office 2016 for Mac, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote. It was immediately made available for Office 365 subscribers with either a Home, Personal, Business, Business Premium, E3 or Pro Plus subscription. A non-Office 365 edition of Office 2016 was made available as a one-time purchase option on September 22, 2015. Office 2019. Microsoft Office 2019, second perpetual release of Office 16, is a version of Microsoft Office for both Windows and Mac. It replaces Office 2016 and was replaced by Office 2021 on October 5, 2021. It was unveiled on April 27, 2018 for Windows 10 and June 12, 2018 for Mac OS, and launched on September 24, 2018. Some features that had previously been restricted to Office 365 subscribers are available in this release. Office 2019 remains same major version 16 as predecessor Office 2016, therefore it is second perpetual release of Office 16. Microsoft plans to end mainstream support for Office 2019 on October 10, 2023. Unlike other versions of Microsoft Office, Office 2019 will only get 2 years of extended support, which means that support for Office 2019 will end on the same day as support for Office 2016 and Windows 10, on October 14, 2025. Mobile versions. Office Mobile for iPhone was released on June 14, 2013, in the United States. Support for 135 markets and 27 languages was rolled out over a few days. It requires iOS 8 or later. Although the app also works on iPad devices, excluding the first generation, it is designed for a small screen. Office Mobile was released for Android phones on July 31, 2013, in the United States. Support for 117 markets and 33 languages was added gradually over several weeks. It is supported on Android 4.0 and later. Office Mobile is or was also available, though no longer supported, on Windows Mobile, Windows Phone and Symbian. Windows RT devices, such as Microsoft Surface, were bundled with Office RT, a port of the PC version of Office 2013 to ARM architecture. The applications contain most of the functionality available in their versions for Intel-compatible PCs, but some features have been removed. Early Office Mobile releases. Originally called Office Mobile, which was shipped initially as Pocket Office, was released by Microsoft with the Windows CE 1.0 operating system in 1996. This release was specifically for the handheld PC hardware platform, as Windows Mobile Smartphone and Pocket PC hardware specifications had not yet been released. It consisted of Pocket Word and Pocket Excel. PowerPoint, Access, and Outlook were added later. With steady updates throughout subsequent releases of Windows Mobile, Office Mobile was rebranded as its current name after the release of the Windows Mobile 5.0 operating system. This release of Office Mobile also included PowerPoint Mobile for the first time. Accompanying the release of Microsoft OneNote 2007, a new optional addition to the Office Mobile line of programs was released as OneNote Mobile. With the release of Windows Mobile 6 Standard, Office Mobile became available for the smartphone hardware platform, but unlike Office Mobile for the professional and classic versions of Windows Mobile, creation of new documents is not an added feature. A popular workaround is to create a new blank document in a desktop version of Office, synchronize it to the device, and then edit and save on the Windows Mobile device. In June 2007, Microsoft announced a new version of the Office suite, Office Mobile 2007. It became available as Office Mobile 6.1 on September 26, 2007, as a free upgrade download to current Windows Mobile 5.0 and 6 users. However, Office Mobile 6.1 upgrade is not compatible with Windows Mobile 5.0 powered devices running builds earlier than 14,847. It is a pre-installed feature in subsequent releases of Windows Mobile 6 devices. Office Mobile 6.1 is compatible with the Office OpenXML specification like its desktop counterpart. On August 12, 2009, it was announced that Office Mobile would also be released for the Symbian platform as a joint agreement between Microsoft and Nokia. It was the first time Microsoft would develop Office Mobile applications for another smartphone platform. The first application to appear on Nokia S-series smartphones was Microsoft Office Communicator. In February 2012, Microsoft released OneNote, Link 2010, Document Connection and PowerPoint Broadcast for Symbian. In April, Word Mobile, PowerPoint Mobile and Excel Mobile joined the Office suite. On October 21, 2010, Microsoft debuted Office Mobile 2010 with the release of Windows Phone 7. In Windows Phone, users can access and edit documents directly off of their SkyDrive or Office 365 accounts in a dedicated Office Hub. The Office Hub, which is pre-installed into the operating system, contains Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. The operating system also includes OneNote, although not as a part of the Office Hub. Link is not included, but can be downloaded as standalone app from the Windows Phone store free of charge. In October 2012, Microsoft released a new version of Microsoft Office Mobile for Windows Phone 8 and Windows Phone 7.8. Office for Android, iOS, and Windows 10 Mobile. Office Mobile was released for iPhone on June 14, 2013, and for Android phones on July 31, 2013. In March 2014, Microsoft released Office Lens, a scanner app that enhances photos. Photos are then attached to an Office document. Office Lens is an app in the Windows Phone Store, as well as built into the camera functionality in the OneNote apps for iOS and Windows 8. Word on the iPhone. On March 27, 2014, Microsoft launched Office for iPad, the first dedicated version of Office for tablet computers. In addition, Microsoft made the Android and iOS versions of Office Mobile free for home use on phones, although the company still requires an Office 365 subscription for using Office Mobile for business use. On November 6, 2014, Office was subsequently made free for personal use on the iPad in addition to phones. As part of this announcement, Microsoft also split up its single Office Suite app on iPhones into separate, standalone apps for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, released a revamped version of Office Mobile for iPhone, added direct integration with Dropbox, and previewed future versions of Office for other platforms. Office for Android tablets was released on January 29, 2015, following a successful 2-month preview period. These apps allow users to edit and create documents for free on devices with screen sizes of 10.1 inches or less, though as with the iPad versions, an Office 365 subscription is required to unlock premium features and for commercial use of the apps. Tablets with screen sizes larger than 10.1 inches are also supported, but, as was originally the case with the iPad version, are restricted to viewing documents only unless a valid Office 365 subscription is used to enable editing and document creation. On January 21, 2015, during the Windows 10, The Next Chapter press event, Microsoft unveiled Office for Windows 10, Windows runtime ports of the Android and iOS versions of the Office Mobile Suite. Optimized for smartphones and tablets, they are universal apps that can run on both Windows and Windows for phones, and share similar underlying code. A simplified version of Outlook was also added to the suite. They will be bundled with Windows 10 mobile devices, and available from the Windows Store for the PC version of Windows 10. Although the preview versions were free for most editing, the release versions will require an Office 365 subscription on larger tablets, screen size larger than 10.1 inches, and desktops for editing, as with large Android tablets. Smaller tablets and phones will have most editing features for free. On June 24, 2015, Microsoft released Word, Excel, and PowerPoint as standalone apps on Google Play for Android phones, following a 1-month preview. These apps have also been bundled with Android devices from major OEMs, as a result of Microsoft tying distribution of them and Skype to patent licensing agreements related to the Android platform. The Android version is also supported on certain Chrome OS machines. On February 19, 2020, Microsoft announced a new unified Office mobile app for Android and iOS. This app combines Word, Excel, and PowerPoint into a single app and introduces new capabilities as making quick notes, signing PDFs, scanning QR codes, and transferring files. Online versions. Office Web Apps was first revealed in October 2008 at PDC 2008 in Los Angeles. Chris Capicella, Senior Vice President of Microsoft Business Division, introduced Office Web Apps as lightweight versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote that allow people to create, edit and collaborate on Office documents through a web browser. According to Capicella, Office Web Apps was to become available as a part of Office Live Workspace. Office Web Apps was announced to be powered by Ajax as well as Silverlight, however, the latter is optional and its availability will only enhance the user experience, resulting in sharper images and improved rendering. Microsoft's Business Division President Stephen Elop stated during PDC 2008 that a technology preview of Office Web Apps would become available later in 2008. However, the technical preview of Office Web Apps was not released until 2009. On July 13, 2009, Microsoft announced at its Worldwide Partners Conference 2009 in New Orleans that Microsoft Office 2010 reached its technical preview development milestone and features of Office web apps were demonstrated to the public for the first time. Additionally, Microsoft announced that Office web apps would be made available to consumers online and free of charge, while Microsoft Software Assurance customers will have the option of running them on premises. Office 2010 beta testers were not given access to Office web apps at this date, and it was announced that it would be available for testers during August 2009. However, in August 2009, a Microsoft spokesperson stated that there had been a delay in the release of Office web apps technical preview and it would not be available by the end of August. Microsoft officially released the technical preview of Office web apps on September 17, 2009. Office web apps was made available to selected testers via its OneDrive, at the time SkyDrive, service. The final version of Office web apps was made available to the public via Windows Live Office on June 7, 2010. On October 22, 2012, Microsoft announced the release of new features including co-authoring, performance improvements and touch support. On November 6, 2013, Microsoft announced further new features including real-time co-authoring and an auto-save feature in Word, replacing the Save button. In February 2014, Office web apps were rebranded Office Online and incorporated into other Microsoft web services, including Calendar, OneDrive, Outlook.com, and People. Microsoft had previously attempted to unify its online services suite, including Microsoft Passport, Hotmail, MSN Messenger, and later SkyDrive, under a brand known as Windows Live, first launched in 2005. However, with the impending launch of Windows 8 and its increased use of cloud services, Microsoft dropped the Windows Live brand to emphasize that these services would now be built directly into Windows and not merely be a bolted-on add-on. Critics had criticized the Windows Live brand for having no clear vision, as it was being applied to an increasingly broad array of unrelated services. At the same time, Windows Live Hotmail was relaunched as Outlook.com, sharing its name with the Microsoft Outlook Personal Information Manager. In July 2019, Microsoft announced that they were retiring the online branding for Office Online. The product is now Office, and may be referred to as Office for the web or Office in a browser.